What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast.
And that's sad for me because what I want people to love this sport and get everything out of it. And when things are way too big is cool, right? So I think there's this, but when you're a racer and you're changing, like I was talking with Elliott Jackson, and they're all changing sizes, and they'll change sizes from one race to another race because they've got, a truck full of free bikes.
Right.
For those, but they're not doing like what I think is happening to consumers, where you're walking out of a store with a bike that's 90 millimeters too long for you. You will never be able to size it back down so that it will fit you. Yeah. And you're not Elliott Jackson strong, right? Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need the advantage of being able to like pull the bars and optimize that pull strength. He can get by with a longer ride.
I'll tell you, every time in my life that I've tried to go to an XL, just because it I'll every once in a while I'll get this thing in my head where I'm like, well, maybe I'll like that better. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm wrong. I need to try that.
And that's not a bad idea to just check.
I did it once in the past where I had this bike and I went out and I bought the same bike in an extra large, switched all my parts on it and sold the large, and was like, all right, now I got an extra large. Didn't cost me anything. And I didn't like it. I had it for a while and it was like I just couldn't get used to it. And this is the exact same thing that happened with the Chameleon. So I had the aluminum one. I freaking loved riding that bike, but I wanted the carbon because I rode my buddy's carbon bike and I was like, man, this thing is not flexing at all. This is amazing. I want this. Yeah. And when I got to the shop, they were like, what size do you want? And I'm like, maybe I should get an extra large. Maybe I should. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it'll be a little longer, so it'll be a little more stable.
Well, we're guys. Like, right? I don't want to be in a small. I'm about to ride a small. Like, that's a big blow to the ego. You know?
Well, in my head, I was thinking, it'd be a little longer, so it'd be more stable on the downhill, blah, 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 blah. I will be honest with you. I don't think I would have sold that bike if it was a large.
See, that's what, when you just started to tell that story, I was like, that's why I sold it. It clicked for me. I'm like, I get it. Yeah.
The last thing that I did was I went out and I bought a new set of handlebars and a shorter stem, and I pushed my seat forward to try to make up for that difference. Yeah. Because it's only like I don't know, 30 or 40 millimeters longer.
But where you're sitting doesn't matter. It's where it's where your weight is on your feet to your reach, right? Yeah. To the bars. Yeah. That's what matters.
I tried to re-engineer it and it just didn't feel right, man. It was like, you know what? I got on the bike. I hadn't been on it for a while. I don't remember why. I don't know. Maybe I was just riding a lot of stuff that was in a lot of places that wasn't good on the hardtail or something. But I remember I got on it or did this ride with my buddy and I finished the ride and I was like, that's it. Like, I'm going to take it home, wash it. That was it. And I had been on the fence with that bike for probably the last 6 months of selling it, because I loved it so much. But
I had the medium, and the medium was long for me. I couldn't really get it to quite fit. And that's the other reason why the common saw was a 420 reach. And I think that in medium, the Chameleon is a 440 reach, which should be my size, but my arms are kind of long. And then everyone cramps on that. It's like, well, if your arms are long, now can I have a bigger bike? It's like, no, your arms are long. You might have a little bit smaller bike. So anyway, when you hit that sweet spot, bikes feel amazing.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe.